the sun that shines, to the moon that follows, to the night that covers, to the day when love was. To the day
I try to get by, something that I'm not into. My mind is paralyzed. Don't care, I just might pack my bags and take off tonight. Don't need the pressure from ya. No need to put that on me. Just need some fresh air to breathe. Feels like a movie, everybody's watching, all eyes on me. Easy to see if I'm winning or losing when all eyes on me. Don't need a lot, I'm good with change in my pocket. My way ain't perfect, it's mine, so that seems worth it, right? Don't need that pressure from ya. No need to put that on me. Just need some fresh air to breathe. Feels like a movie, everybody's watching, all eyes on me. Easy to see if I'm winning or losing when all eyes on me. Feels like a movie, everybody's watching, all eyes on me. Easy to see if I'm winning or losing when all eyes on me. Don't need that pressure from ya. No need to put that on me. Just need some fresh air to breathe. All eyes on me.
Good evening, race fans. welcome to the Virginia International Raceway, round 2 for the CRS Indy Car Championship, powered by Garage 61. With me tonight, yet again, is my cousin from across the pond, Mr. John Hanzley. How are you doing, John?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good and ready for the race to start up actually as well.
Yeah, we had an absolutely belting opening round 2 weeks ago at Sebring. There's just action everywhere. There's 8 or 9 drivers could have won that race. Absolutely sensational stuff. We've got, first of all, a 45-minute practice session for the drivers to get the cars and get themselves acclimatised to the track. Just tell you a little bit about the track, actually. It reopened in the 1950s. It reopened in 2000. IMSA Sports Cars race here, the GT World Challenge USA come here, and Moto America bikes race here as well. There's other bits and bobs that go on during the year also. It's 3.2 miles in length. That's quite a long track. It doesn't feel like that when you're going around here, John. It doesn't really feel that long, but that back straight goes on for quite a length of time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that long, but it is a tricky track at certain spots. Even myself kind of have troubles with it at times.
Yeah, absolutely. Tonight's race, as I just alluded to, is brought to you by Garage 61. Garage 61 is the #1 app for telemetry and lap times on iRacing. Get your account set up with Garage 61 today at www.garage61.net. And it's also brought to you tonight by Dreamees, Live to Craft and Love to Craft. And there's some really tricky traction zones around here, John. That turn 1 is going to murder the rear tyres. I would have thought that. I think we're looking at a 2-stop yet again.
Most likely, but the interesting spot will be is kind of the last section with the 2 set of turns.
The double right-hander at the end.
Yes, and the chicane kind of looking like. Also, the track temp right now is 30 Celsius right now, which
that's quite cool.
Yeah, it's actually a little more of warmer side in Celsius wise.
Yeah, I think for bringing the tires up to temperature though, I think that's a bit on the cool side. The tires need to be nice and hot for the qualifying runs. In the race trim, they'll want it nice and cold. This is perfect conditions for the racing. But yeah, just again, near turn 1 is a heavy traction zone. It's going to catch a lot of people out as the tyres start to degrade. You've got the double right-hander at the oak tree, which again, because it's going uphill, it can be very, very tricky to negate that. And then the long back straight towards it. I can only describe it as a bit like the corkscrew in Laguna Seca, John, at the end of the straight. It has that similarity to it.
Yeah, it kind of does. Seems like it. Because it's at a bakement as well to the main straight.
Yeah.
So,
John, have you got an overlay where I can see who's on track? There we go, Paul.
Yep.
We're on board with Paul at the moment, going through the zigs and zags. These zigs and zags are a handful in these cars, John. You feel like you're on a roller coaster.
oh yeah, definitely. And
it's representing the BSK Sim Sport team. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout of drivers again, John. The first race was roughly 20 drivers. Oh, Paul's had a big smash. He's lost the nose on a tyre there. Did you see that?
Yeah, he kind of looked like he kind of locked up a little bit there too.
Yes, he did, yeah. Unfortunately, we've no Tim Brown this week, or it's looking like for the foreseeable due to a GPU issue. Crying shame. Shout out to Tim, very lovely guy. Really good driver, and for my money, Johnny had the most stunning livery on the grid, which I mentioned last week, the West McLaren livery, if you recall.
Yeah. Yeah, I just did a little update for one of the teams because I forgot to change the text number, so the card numbers pops out for the UI.
Okay. Paul returned to pits yet again there, so he's not happy with something. Who else is on a lap at the moment? It's the last week it was the 3 golden cars of James Matthew Lee and Paul Pulley or Josh Pulley, I should say, rather. It was against David Johansson, who was your overall winner in round 1, Nigel Honegger, and Dan McFarlane. Dan McFarlane lost a wing very early on in the race and recovered it to P3. It was a sensational comeback drive, John. It really was. What pace that was.
And it's going to be another type of show for this track because it seems like it's mostly low downforce for some of the section, but you need some of the downforce in the sharp turns. And also, it is hilly too.
It's what, sorry?
It's hilly. Like
Hilly?
Like hills.
Right, okay.
Yeah, because you go up in some spots and then you go down the other spots.
Ah, okay. The elevation changes. I see what you mean, yeah. That's a good point, actually.
Quick question. You said something about Tim Brown, right?
Yep.
Tim Brown is in here.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought he had a GPU problem. Well, and I don't know what's happened to the West McLaren livery, but I'll be having a word with him about that. Well, I've got egg on my face a bit, ladies and gentlemen. Do apologise. Tim is with us, which is obviously good to see. I'd rather have him here than not have him here.
Yeah.
That's a lovely looking car as well. Though,
And Stuart, the FDK gaming overlay is kind of having a little issues.
We're on a replay. That might be why.
Let me go ahead.
That's good news.
Yeah, let me go ahead and restart that real quick. Meantime, well, there we go. All right, there we go. Now we're back up.
So Milan Vogelsang setting the early pace, 2.2 clear of Matty. Of course, in practice, the push to pass is at your leisure. Use it as many times as you want during a lap. There's absolutely no limit to it. In qualifying, though, the push to pass is banned. It's just outright driver pace, and the car setup. You just got to nail the 2 laps. That's it. It's just pure pace.
Yeah. I just looked in the Twitch chat and someone just typed in a very long text, and I have not gone through it quite yet.
Okay, we've got a couple of new drivers tonight, actually. You're on board with one there, Matthias Marcamini. I hope I've said that right. And Jonas, no, who was the other boy? He was called Jonas as well, wasn't he?
Oh, the other guy. I don't know.
Yeah, there was another representative of Sweden joining us, which is good to see, really. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I love it. People from everywhere. We've got Americans, we've got Brits, we've got Scandinavians. There's a Captain Canada's in here, Peter Sonny. Shout out to Peter Sonny. Got drivers from quite a lot of different nations. It's really good to see.
Yeah.
Here comes Pim van Gastel representing Velotti Racing. He's currently P3, so he's set a good lap as well. Milan's got a 2-second cushion though to everyone else, so he's setting the early pace here. Got a lot of drivers still to set a lap, and a couple of others to join as the practice session goes on. Just half an hour remaining in the practice.
I'm having a feeling that Gasol. Oh, I thought he was going to get the top time, but Sector 6 was not that good.
Yeah, he purpled Sector 2 and 3. He lost a bit of time in the finals. Ah, okay, I haven't got Sector 1 up on my screen at the moment.
Yeah, because...
he's chasing one of the purple boys at one point, so he would have got a nice 2 off one of them. I'm not sure who's ahead of him at the moment there. Is that the Jordan-looking livery? It is. Whose car's that one?
The yellow car? I don't know.
Yeah,
the settings got a little resetted as I kind of...
Oh, David Johansson's just gone P3 in practice. So you've got 3 now within a second of Milan.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the gap between each driver? I thought it was just the gap to P1. Right, okay, I see what's going on here. Simon pops in a 132.8. That's a good lap. That's a good lap from Simon. Hopefully he gets a bit of confidence from that. He had some trouble with his wheel and his wheelbase in Sebring, so hopefully tonight will go a little bit better for him. Really lovely man. Oh, one of the new boys here, Matthias Ezekiel's. Well, he wants a job as a grass cutter. He's got it.
Yeah, he kind of brought on some dirt onto the track too, so it's where it's going downhill too.
Yeah, he's done well not to hit a wall because he seems to leave the track at a fast rate of knots there. Has to be said. Milan's come back out to track again. Who's Gastel? Pim van Gastel is actually the fastest runner on the red-walled alternate tyres. Milan's time was on primaries. So that's impressive. 28.1 on him on the primes is really good going. But we'll see as this session goes on and the track gets faster and faster. We'll see the lap times come down. They might even hit the 27s. I dare say they will hit the 27s. Some of them. It's Andy Haynes is in the lovely Buzzing Hornets livery there.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's who it was that one time that you were wondering. And off he goes into the barrier.
I think that's what Paul did at the very top. When we first joined this, I think that's exactly what Paul did. What corner's that one? I'll have to check that. But that's, very similar to what Paul did. I just want to remind you again, John, if you remember in Sebring, Mike Rose, he never used any push to pass till his final stint. He had the full 200 seconds left. And he went the whole race without using it.
Yeah, I was surprised about that too at the same time. I
wonder if he deploys a similar tactic tonight.
So I did talk to him after the race about it. He actually intentionally was not using the push to pass until end of the race actually.
Yeah, he showed really good speed, but in not using it in the final stint, maybe left himself a bit too much to do to catch up the time that he'd lost.
Yeah.
But again, one of the top 8 guys that could bang out a win. Really quick driver. I remember we saw that without
And there goes Tim Brown as well.
Yeah, he's had another incident there as Tim. There's a few finding this quite tricky. One thing I do expect from tonight is when they come through sector 1 and they go up zigging and zagging, John. When they're following each other closely and they get the dirty air, if they can hang on, how badly the dirty air is going to affect the performance of the cars.
The thing is, it's going to depend on what kind of downforce setup that's going to be, because the dirty air only affects with downforces.
Yeah, I mean the first sector is definitely the most downforce affected sector of the course here.
Yeah.
Straight line speed of these things is unbelievable. Do you know these things can produce up to 700 brake horsepower? I didn't think it'd be that powerful, but that's
700.
Yeah, they can get up to 700 brake horsepower. These machines.
Wow.
It's a lot of power, and for how close the lap times are, it's just absolute testament to the drivers at being absolutely on the limit from the get-go.
And something happened to Simon.
Yeah, Matty Lee's come back into the pits. I think I just saw Beth going up to P4 with a lap time there. Oh, we've got an incident with Simon.
Beth went to P4.
That's a great lap then. Highest placed. Are they the alternates? The red ones are alternates. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, they are alternates.
Representing the BSK Sim Sport. That's a really nice looking car. I like the Ibanez on the side of it. You got Beth, Paul, and Tim are a team BSK Sim Sport. Is Simon, Jonas, and Andy Haynes a team? Because the 3 of them are greyed. I was saying that Mark Amini's greyed out as well. Right, so I think the ones that are in grey don't have a team. Because David Stanley and Pete Sonny.
Yeah, the ones that is in grey as their background color, they are independent drivers.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Thanks for that. Oh, Paul's just picked P4. 29.8 from Paul. Good lap.
Yeah,
a couple of guys still to set a lap.
Yeah.
It's quite quite a busy final corner. If you look at the final corner, there's about 5 drivers here in quite close
Yeah.
proximity to one another. Just looking at this onboard, the best flying through the zigs and zags. This left-hander's quite fast as well. Then you've got to pick your braking spot up here carefully, round the oak tree, and then down the back straight. Nicely done. All looks good. It's good to see Beth and Paul up in the mix. Because last week it was the Matty Lee's X-Kart Sim Sports and the what was the purple team called again? Simgrid. The Simgrid and the Exports team, they were very much the benchmark for pace. It's good to see two other drivers from another team up there, certainly in the early stages. And Milan Van Vozelgang and Van Gastel up there as well. Milan had a great race until he had an incident.
Beth ended up going to the pits as well. Yeah, the top team right now is actually Velocity Racing.
I think it says Velocity. I don't know if it's meant to say Velocity, and they've maybe written it in their own native Dutch. But
It's Veloty.
Yeah, I think that's Velocity. I'll call it Velocity. I'll say it as I see it, Velocity. We're on board with Milan, your current pace setter in practice. He's got half a second in hand to his teammate, who's his nearest rival at this stage. You see that in the bottom right, 275 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Well, it's better him than me. Turn 1, the heavy traction zone. I think that some of these corners are going to absolutely bring the rears over the temperature they want to be at, and they'll have to manage that. Mike Rose goes P3. Good luck from Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone off there.
Probably because he actually ended his run right there, because that's the first turn right there.
Okay, we've got 3. I think Anthony Heisman's just got started his first lap. James Haskell and Will Atkinson had both just come out on their out lap. There's the 3 drivers we're waiting on to set their first lap in this practice session. Oh, David Stanley's gone a little bit wide there. Blazing Cobra Motorsport driver.
Yep.
Got Davis and his teammate, Captain Canada, Pete Sonnet. They're quite close on pace, they're 9th and 10th. James's first lap, a 34.6. I dare say he might have encountered a little bit of traffic on that. I'm sure he'll go again and again. Plus, might run that off constantly. That's hilarious.
Who was that?
Someone was getting out of the way. It looked to me like, oh, Matthias Ezekiel's gone off again. Hispano-American driver. Oh, yeah.
He ended up hitting the brakes while his front right was actually on the track.
Yeah,
or on the grass. I mean,
pressure there. Applied a bit too much pressure. Oh, it's going to be a big crash, Mike. Oh. Well, that's 4 new tyres, a new everything really. That's that'll have struck him up a bit. This fast left-hander is lethal. Oh, got a bit happy on the curb there. Nah, the curb told him where to go.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike straight back out. And his team's called off constantly. I think that's hilarious, John. What a name for a team.
Oh, that's a pretty good group right here.
Yeah. Matthias has gone off again here. He's not having a good time of things at all.
I think he was kind of more focusing on the car behind him, because that was another AM.
Right. Okay.
Or AH actually.
If he's able to just follow someone for a lap or two and just settle himself down, learn the track, get his reference points. You know, instead it's one of those. I did it all the time when I first started racing. I just went absolutely Hail Mary for it. I went gung ho crazy, and it was completely the wrong attitude and the wrong approach. And I spent more time off tracks than on them.
Yeah.
Nigel Honecker, a steady P8. Nigel drove really well last week. 2 weeks ago, forgive me, at Sebring as well. A lot of drivers did really well, but there'll be 1 or 2 tonight, John. I think they'll be wanting to redeem themselves because they didn't deliver the races that if you remember, Julian went extremely well. He's not here tonight, but Julian went well till he crashed.
Yeah.
In the early stages, he checked out. He had gone. Milan also had an incident, and he showed really strong pace.
This was kind of odd how he spun. Oh,
That's,
his rear just...
that is turn 1. That is a
Yeah, and his rear just
zone.
decided to just give out there.
Yeah, didn't get any bite or traction from the rear of the car. They are just bit happy on the throttle as well. You just got to feather it round there. I know you want to get your foot down and you want to smash it and get going, but it's not the done thing anymore. We don't have traction control in these sorts of vehicles anymore. Matthias has followed Andy Haynes here for, I'd say, about a lap. Andy's probably a good steady pair of hands to follow. Looks like everyone's on track. It looks like a full map to me there.
Yeah.
I think 18 drivers. There's only Anthony Heismer who's yet to settle that. We'll see in time what he brings to the table. Matty does a 30.3. I think that's an outlap from Matty.
For Matty?
Matty Lee, yeah, Andy Haynes and Matthias look like they're about to start racing each other in his practice session. This will be a good test of racecraft. Okay, Andy Haynes lets him go. Wants to do his own thing for the time being, set his own laps at his own pace. Not the worst idea. Round through sector 1. The turn 2 and 3 are also tricky. The sector 1, if you can survive sector 1, the rest of the lap's enjoyable. But it's like you've got to survive sector 1 to be able to enjoy the rest of the track. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Paul had another incident there. He returned to pits.
Not sure.
Van Gastel's off the circuit as well. He's being aware of other drivers coming in. Good driving.
And that's a great ray there to rejoin actually in that section.
Yeah, it's a hard section to rejoin up because it gets so narrow. I mean, even though it looks quite wide, the racing line is really narrow, so there's really only one line to absolutely bullet through it. Here's David Johansson, your winner from 2 weeks ago. Set great pace. He drove fantastically well. Really did deserve the win.
And along with great win, great strategy as well. Like, the main part why he won and his team actually basically locked out the top 2 was strategy with tires.
Yeah, they started off on the white wall tyres. They did get caught early on, as I mentioned to Julian 2 weeks ago. He'd set the early pace. They dropped back 3 or 4 positions. They probably expected to, given that everyone around them was on the alternate red wheel tyres, the faster of the 2. But everything played that into their hands eventually. Dan McFarlane, who isn't here yet, he also has great pace. He had an incident on lap 2 or 3 and needed a front wing change, but he recovered it to P3. You got Matty and James Haskell, their teammate Josh Pulley is yet to turn up this evening. Dan McFarlane isn't here as yet either. I don't know if they are actually going to be here.
Yep, and the 2 teammates right here, Peter Sonny and David Stanley, is kind of battling each other a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, they look like they're having a little intro battle. There's someone just ahead of them there as well.
It's a yellow. It's probably one James or Matty that's right behind them.
Oh yeah, forgive me. Yeah, Matty Lee is chasing the 2 teammates.
Yeah, Matty Lee is. Yeah, just look at the track map.
Yeah, I've just got DS is all I can see.
Oh,
at the moment.
there goes Peter just going a little bit wide there.
Yeah.
And you can tell there's quite a bit of dirt kind of piled up in that turn 2 at the same time, which will...
Yeah, they're actually able to give each other a bit more room through the zigs and zags than I thought they perhaps could. Oh no, we're at the zigs and zags now. This is where we'll find out. Right, so Matty's got rid of one of them. He's got to clear the other one now. which isn't easily done. That fast left-hander's a fantastic bend. Do you enjoy? I
Yeah.
enjoy driving around here, John. Do you enjoy it?
Oh yeah. And
It's a cool track.
here's the thing, also. This is just practice. It looks like they're probably having fun just battling each other right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think once you've got a good feeling in the car, you can kind of relax and enjoy yourself a bit more. They've only got about 15 minutes left to practice on, according to my watch anyway, John. Is that right? About 15 minutes?
Yes, I believe so.
And we've got 18 drivers. That's a really
Yep.
good turnout. You never know, in the next 15 minutes, could be a couple more to join in. The two teams that dominated last week are both missing a teammate, so there could be positions to be gained here. Milan Vogelsang still holds P1 for the
Oh, there
fastest
goes
lap.
Peter
Peter
locking
locked
up.
Whoa,
And-
Davis is tractions that didn't get traction. Yeah.
It actually looked like he kind of just keep eye on the track a little bit. I kind of
Yeah,
noticed. Yeah, there's dirt right there. That's probably what cut him off.
Yeah, I think his teammate might have put him off. He might have been looking at what his teammate was doing and maybe
Yeah.
put him off what he was doing. But yeah, it's easily done. If someone crashes ahead of you, of course it grabs your attention. You know, you got to
Yeah.
be aware.
Oh my
big
God.
tank tapper! Did you see that? Before he was side to side, Matty.
Oh, that's a ride there.
I tell you, if he didn't fill his pants, I nearly filled mine. Wow.
Yeah.
He's dragging Peter along as well. Peter will learn a thing or two. Oh, Simon's had an off there. He's hit the wall. Tire
Yeah.
barrier.
Hey Matt, you're blinking pretty bad, by the way.
Where was that he crashed? It looked like the oak tree.
Not sure.
Uh,
There we go.
Peter's not for letting Matty go, you know. You're watching this. He's really giving him a hard time. Come on up the start-finish straight. There's someone in front of the match. Oh, Matty's blinking a little bit.
Yeah, I think that someone mentioned that in over the radio as well.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
Peter
no.
just
That's
no.
yeah. Turn one. Oh, did the yellow car go off as well? There was
Yeah,
is
there's
it Andy
another
Haynes
car.
gone off? Yeah, Andy Haynes, I think it is, has gone off also. It's easy done at turn one. It's a really
Yeah.
tricky. And if you get greedy and take too much, there's only one way you're going, and it's off the other side.
Yeah.
There's a battle going on here. Paul Kitchener is BSK Motorsport. He's going to be chasing. That's got to be David Stanley then behind, isn't it?
I'm assuming that would be a David
Yeah,
Stanley,
yeah,
actually, just with the pit
Yeah.
livery.
I'm just looking at the number on the car, 17, and then using the overlay to find which car number's 17.
Yep.
Oh, David
Oh,
has a moment.
Jonas.
He's kept it at the wall. Done well
Yep.
there. Oh,
But David Stanley didn't. Let's go ahead and take a look at both of them first, real quick.
they look like really similar, isn't it? Right, so Jonas went off there.
Yeah.
He's done well to keep that out the walls. Aspire Racing Team, okay. And then Davis.
Oh, the same
the
spot
fast
where I
left
caught
hand.
Mike off.
Yeah, the fast left. That could be problematic. As tyre weight goes on, that could be a problem. They might just have to, lift off a bit more than they would on a brand new
Yeah.
set of tyres up the temperature with a lot of grip. Oh, who's this having a moment? Willie Atkinson. He's team off constantly as well.
Yep.
Brilliant name.
Yeah, I just see it too. You did that intentionally, didn't you?
Yeah. I just saw that a fortnight ago. I thought someone was, trying to have a laugh at my expense when this says off constantly. But yeah, great name for a team. Bravo for humour.
It's more of a funny moment
Yeah.
type of thing.
We've got 10 minutes left. I said they'd crack the 27s. It hasn't happened yet. Milan's 28.1 is still the quickest time up to this point on the.
Yeah. And
on the highest compounded
actually,
tires.
let's go ahead. Because look at this.
Johansson. Yeah, he's on the red wheels. Okay. As is Paul Kitchener, and he's went well. He's just a place behind. David Johansson.
And look like he's going to be taking over the fastest time. And
Looking like it.
what is it going to be? Is the question. 5 out of 6
B1.
fastest.
Yep, 26.9. All right, I said they get to 27s. David's just trumped me and went on a 26.9. Fair enough. Thanks, David. Okay, they're doing it to embarrass me on purpose now. I really are.
Of course, when you said it, something happened. And I looked over like, oh, fastest sector's happening.
Yeah, so you got Peter Sonny and David Stanley chasing each other again. You know, because it was so successful the first time.
Yeah.
You can learn a thing or two from your teammate, though. If they're roughly at the same pace and at the same level, you can learn.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Rose goes up to P4 there. That's a great lap from Mike. Did he just go
And
P4?
someone's weaving a little bit there as well in front of them.
Trying to get the tyres up, I think.
Oh, someone's off.
Anthony Heismar
Yeah.
from Velotti Racing, he's had a moment. Matthias Marcamini's gone up to P7. That's a good lap for Matthias. He was having some struggles early on. That's a good lap for him.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
great
Manson
job
had,
keeping out of the wall, too.
Yeah, that was a risky 360. That he could have lost his rear wing there. I mean, he's done well. Power to him. Okay, who's out and about? Okay, Milan and Pim have come back out. Are they together on the track? They look.
Yeah,
they
look like
together.
they are together.
Yeah, so they're going to push each other along to see if they can get near David. They're on the white wall tyres again. But I mean, if there's less than 10 minutes to go, so I think if there's a time to get you practicing for your qualifying lap, I'd say now's the time.
Yep.
That'd be my advice. These
Yeah.
guys know better than me, though.
And it's also probably around that time where we're going to start seeing people just going to the pits and just take a little break before qualifying starts.
Yeah, they've got a 10-minute gap and they've got 2 laps, so it's at their own discretion.
Yeah.
Hopefully within 7 minutes, there's time's running out for people to join this race tonight that are signed up to it. Davis jumped up a place there. He's on a 30.6. He's within 2/10 of his teammate. So following him around has brought his pace up a little bit. Oh, they're battling on track, and there's someone ahead of them. Oh, that contact. No, they're still going.
No, almost so.
Oh, he's having a dive. He's having a dive up the inside.
And this
Left
is
him
the
room.
battle right here, as David Stanley got a little bit too wide there.
Yeah, he went to gain one place, lost another one, unfortunately for Davis there. It's good. That's really good though, because they were able to race side by side and leave each other space. Oh, Pete's gone off track there slightly. They won't want to do that during the race, so get slowdowns.
Yeah.
They have to slow down for a bit.
Oh, Peter Sonny, he lost his front ring there.
Yeah, he did. And there's that other car still going. He's done extremely well, because that's a quick section of track.
Yeah, and I don't think he realized he lost his front ring yet.
He will when he hits the next braking spot. The car won't turn. I think Matty Lee's come out on the red wall tyres.
Yeah, there's Tim Brown just.
Nigel Honegger. Okay, a few drivers now coming out on the red wall tyres. Want to get a hot lap in while they can.
Yeah, and David Stanley almost kind of
Matty
got off track
Matty Lee
there.
up to P3. Matty Lee's gone to P3. So a good lap for Matthew. Bit of a confidence booster for him, hopefully. There's a lot of drivers coming out on red wall, so we'll see some quick laps going out. This is going to shake up, even though it's just practice, it's going to shake up the order quite dramatically with drivers piling in hot laps.
Yeah.
There's still a few sat in the garage, to be fair. Oh, is this Davis has had a
Yeah.
moment there. Oh, Charles had a
Oh.
bigger moment there. Did they collide, or is that 2 separate incidents? Because they were together, roughly, on the circuit. Oh, no,
Two
2
separate,
incidents.
but the other one was more of a reaction.
Yeah, the white car looked a lot more dramatic. It's Anthony Heismer.
Oh, he just
we
locked
can't-
up his front there.
Yeah, nicked a brake. They've done well to keep that out the wall though. Okay, who's where? Who is where? Milan's come out on the red wheel tyres. Now he set his best lap on the white wheel tyres, so he does have pace in hand.
Mm-hmm. We got 4 minutes left.
Yeah, David Jansen's just gone round turn 1. He's on another flyer now. He's got a lovely clear track ahead of him as well. Simon Mannion touring around nicely. 133.7, nice and steady. Hopefully he's got a better feeling in his wheelbase this week. He had such struggles in Sebring and tried to make the best of it. He just couldn't configure, couldn't diagnose the issue and then resolve it, unfortunately. Oh, Willie Atkinson, that's a moment.
Oof.
That's at the last corner. I think that's the first.
Oh, that was not really, actually. That was Anthony.
Was it Anthony?
Yeah.
I thought it was Willie. That's that's the first moment we've seen at the final corner. I don't know if that's usual. I think the traction there's not too bad, really. Maybe went in a bit too hot. Okay, we've got a lot of people out now on red wheels. There's some still sitting in the pits with just under 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased Tim's racing. I was really upset for him when he was having trouble with the GPU. But thankfully he's found a solution. He's here with us tonight racing. Good to see.
Yep. Oh,
bit wide.
he was not the only one went wide also. David Stanley, I believe that was in front.
Wow.
No, that's Peter Sani. Never mind. That was Peter Sani that went wide as well.
See, there's one or two drivers that are looking at what other drivers are doing and then following them off the circuit. Is what I'm gathering from this so far this evening. So Pete went wide and Tim went wider.
Yes.
But I'm glad that you can kind of keep it out the wall. At Sebring, it was a bit less forgiving with the walls, as if you remember. But, yeah, just keep everything nice and bonny at this point, if you can.
Where's Pete? Oh, there he is.
Jonas Sjoberg shot up to P5. That's a great lap from Jonas.
Oh, yeah. And now we're getting to the part where we are about people just taking a little break before qualifying starts.
Yep, it looks that way. Tim locks a tyre there, but he's kept it on track. He's going in the right direction. That's a lovely looking car. The more I look at that car, the more in love with it I'm falling.
Even with this kind of cloudy day, it pops out too.
Yep, for sure. They've got the gold colour to an absolute T. I mean, it doesn't get more gold than that. Then you've got the sort of beetroot kind of colour of purple to it as well. It's a stunning livery. Someone's done a great job with that.
And
Pete's car covered in the maple leaves of Canada.
And he did that for himself, actually.
Yeah, Captain Canada. He refers to himself as Lance Stroll, but I've seen him, Peter Sonny, race once. I've seen Lance Stroll race for 8 years, and I can tell you absolutely undoubtedly that Peter Sonny's better. All right, then people starting the last flying lap now. We're down to the last couple of seconds of this practice session. It's now or never to sort of make your claim. If you're going to be near the front, you got DJ and Nigel Honegger will be first to cross the line. Now Johansson's already got the fastest lap by over a second to his nearest competitor.
Yeah, and practice is over now as well.
Yep, it's the final flying lap here. But I was keen to see if DJ improved there.
He almost did.
He might well have done, we just haven't seen it. Alright, qualifying's up. If you got a... No, it's okay, don't worry.
What are you going to ask about?
It's all right, mate. Don't worry.
David Johnson decided to go out first.
Yep, just while qualifying kicks off, it's gently remind you again about Garage 61. Garage 61 is... Hold on a bit there. Yeah, Garage 61 is the #1 app for telemetry and lap times on iRacing. Get your account set up with Garage 61 at www.garage61.net today. And it's also brought to you by Dreamees. Live to craft, love to craft.
And when everyone is actually grinning up, we got a special message from Dreamees as well. And we're going to be starting with that probably every race for the race sponsors.
Absolutely. Okay, we're on. I think we're on here with David Johansson, pace
Yep.
setter in practice, race winner a fortnight ago. Someone's got to get the gloves off and start punching back at David Johansson. That's the feeling I'm getting there, John. What do you think?
Yeah. But, it hasn't been like whoever started pole really, for example, like last race. He had an issue last race, and then, but he actually did pretty well though.
Yeah, he did fantastically well.
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be his first flying run.
And
We've
this
got a few other drives on track here, just going off the telemetry. I think Anthony Heisman might be your first one across the line. It looks to me like.
not all of them is actually.
Oh, Willie and Anthony are quite close together on time.
Yeah.
And Matty Lee's just ringing up the last section now.
And look at the difference from the start of the session to now. We lost 5 degrees in Celsius for track
Yes,
temp.
it's dropped down even further. This might be a bit too cold for the optimal tyre temperature. We'll see in time. I think this is David Johansson's first flying lap. Everyone's on a flyer now. Johansson's purpled the circuit up to this point. Not just a purple car, it's purple sectors at the moment for the 88. Really motoring on.
Yeah.
He's got a cool style as well to watch. Yeah, he seems to be at one with these Indy cars. A lot of them do. Like I said, there's 8 or 9 drivers could win races in this. It's absolutely unbelievable how close everyone is. Johansson a 26.9. Mike Rose a 29.7. So Johansson's first lap, 26.9, kind of mirrors what he did in practice, John. He did a 26.9 in practice as well.
Yeah.
Let's see if anyone else has
that
an
was
answer to that.
actually that was his exact same time in practice, if I'm looking at it right.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
It's near identical. Let's see if anyone has an answer to that. Be interesting to see. Where's Matthew? Paul Kitchener goes a 30 flat. Anthony Heisman 33.2. Milan Boggleslang, Matty Lear on laps. They are potential front runners this evening. Beth had good pace early, Bells. Let's see what she can do on the red wall tyres. James is out. Jonas Schoberg's out. David Stanley's out. Everyone's out as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Looks to me like Simon's gone out qualifying on the white wall tyres there to me. John, is that what that's showing you there?
For who?
Simon.
Oh.
Simon Mannion.
Simon.
James Haskell climbs up to P2. David Stanley up to P3, but they're over a second behind David Johansson.
Yeah, he's on a normal tire, not the fastest.
Just clocking there that was his name Jasper Gruthis has just joined us. Missed a practice session, so he'll have to get in and get his setup sorted out and get some hot laps in. Nigel Honecker P2, good lap Nigel, 27.7. within a second of his teammate. Oh, someone's off there. Who's that? Is that James? Is that James that's off the track?
Yeah, that is James.
Oh,
Sadly,
has he
the
got-
driver detail is not showing because the qualifying mode
14.
is on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay, mate. That's okay. Pim Van Gastel popped up to P4 there. That's a great lap for him. I think Matty Lee might have invalidated his lap because he hasn't set one as yet and he was out. Milan Vogelsang goes up to P4. So Milan and Van Gastel. Oh, there's Matty Lee. There we go. Oh, who's that?
That
Someone's gone round.
is Tim Brown.
Okay, so you've got James and Matty right up in the mix again. Milan and Van Gastel, who showed pace in practice, have again showed pace in quali, but it's the purple team of Sim Grid that are P1 and 2 that look like they're just a step ahead at the moment. There's a lot of dirt being kicked around there. What's happening there? Oh, that's why Peter Sonny's gotten way off track.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Let's take a look at that, actually, what exactly happened. Oh!
Oh, that's an unusual incident. He lost his rear on entry. That's most bizarre. I can't explain that one, I'm afraid. Let's see me on board. So he's up with the zigs and zags, and I can't explain that.
This car kind of like
Just didn't want to behave
over-gripped
itself,
onto
did
the
it?
front.
Yeah, it just didn't want to behave itself. Alright, so your top six are running strong. Matthias has set another good lap. He did come good towards the end of practice. He struggled early on, but he set a reasonable time and did get into the top 10. Jonas is sitting in the top 10 again. Mike Rose, who had a strong race at Sebring, he's back in the top 10. Davis is in the top 10. Let's see if anyone can get in and about it and reshape the order.
Yeah. And let's see. Jonas
Mike Rose is on-
just finished his final lap. Let's
He
see.
climbed up to P5. He did. He climbed up
Yeah.
to P5 ahead of Matty Lee and Pim Van Gastel there. That's a good lap for Jonas.
Oh, Peter Sani is not able to go and be set time because he used up all his laps.
He's on a lap at the moment. It says at the
Yep.
bottom of the screen. Yep.
But he's not going to be setting any time because he used up all 3 laps.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's a shame. Willie Atkinson pops up to P14 there. His first timed run. Oh, Jasper Van Groenhuis is on track as well. We didn't see him in practice. He joined. He just joined us a moment ago, so we'll see what he's got in the tank. He's an unknown at this point.
Test. It'll be. Oh.
Which one are we on board with here? This is
Wait,
Nigel
hang on.
Honegger, I believe. He's on another lap.
Yep. And he is on his final lap right now.
Yeah, he's coming across
Okay,
the
well,
start-finish straight.
okay.
I think he is on a personal best, and he's just purpled the last bend there. Can he get closer to his teammate? What's his lap? 27.5. He improved, but he's still over half a second behind his teammate.
Yeah. That's surprising, though. The very first lap for David.
Has just blitzed everyone, hasn't it, at this point?
Yes.
It's left a lot of drivers shell-shocked. I'd be stunned
So-
as well.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. Because, oh, we're having a leg moment now. Okay.
A what?
Well, it's kind of lagging on my side for some odd reason, but okay. Could be just the
Alright,
preview thing. Okay.
This is Jasper Van Groenhuis. This is our first time seeing him on track this evening. Let's see how he gets on. Nicely through the fast left. It
Yep.
took some drivers 5 or 6 laps to get used to that without getting thrown off. He's got to it straight away. He's about to charge down the back straight now.
Question is, will he have enough time to finish his final lap?
Yeah, you're allowed to finish your lap. You just can't start a lap after the time has expired.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking livery as well. Is that a white Monster Energy?
It looks
livery?
like it.
That's a very nice car.
Oh, he was not able to.
Oh, you're not allowed to? Okay, so Jasper and Tim didn't manage to set a lap there. They'll bring up the rear of the grid.
Yep.
Have you got a classification I can look at there just quickly?
For the
Well,
timing, yes, we'll be able to. Let me go ahead and get it set up. And here we go.
Alrighty, so David Johansen brings up pole.
Oh. That was practice. There we go.
Okay, David Johansen brings up pole. Nigel Honegger. It's a sim racing grid front row yet again for the second race running. James Haskell is P3. Milan Bogoslang P4. Strong pace again from Milan. Jonas Sjöberg in 5th place alongside Matty Lee. And then there's a little bit of about half a second behind him on quality time was Pim van Gastel. And it's our first look here at Matthias Marcomini. He's done extremely well there. P8, that's a solid drive to beat Mike Rose, who we know is quite quick. Mike Rose P9. David Stanley's P10. Paul Kitchener is P11. Peter Sonny is P12. Beth Stibbles is P13. You've got the two Blazing Cobra Motorsports and two BSK Sim Sport teams mixed in with one another there. Then we've got Andy Haynes and Willie Atkinson 14th and 15th. Anthony Heitzmer is 16th. Simon Mannion is 17th. Tim Brown is 18th. And Jasper van Grutiest is 19th, having just joined. And that is the running order for the race. The drivers have a 5-minute warm-up session at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm just gently touch on the Garage 61 again. Garage 61 is the #1 app for telemetry and lap times and iRacing. Get your account with Garage 61 at www.garage61.net today. This race is also brought to you by Dreamees. Love to craft, live to craft. John, thoughts on qualifying?
Oh, I think they're gonna. Sim Racing are going to be showing some skills on this track, especially with David. Like, oh,
The fast cats, aren't they? They are fast cats. I know. I know how fast James and Matty are, and some of the others, and these two are just have a tenth or two ahead. But we'll see in race trim how this plays out, because drivers will have pushed to pass, and of course strategy can play a part in this as well. And as we saw last 2 weeks ago at Sebring, the teammates, even though they are teammates, they're not afraid to fight one another. We saw Nigel and Dan have battles for 6-7 laps long. They've really pushed one another. So this isn't a formality by any means. They'll go at one another.
yeah. And track time is back up to 31 Celsius right now. At the moment, they are doing a driver's meeting, so the radio is muted at this moment. So
Yeah, the 14 kilometers an hour wind. If that's into turn 1, with how tricky that is to get traction, that could end
I'm
up
not
being
sure
really
if that is
problematic.
exactly. Let me take a look. So it's northwest.
Yeah, so it's into turn 1 then.
Yeah.
They're going to have a bit of wind into turn 1. That could... I mean, if that corner wasn't tricky enough already, it's even trickier now. They'll do well to negate that, but hopefully we'll get a nice clean start. We do rolling starts here at CRS. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed it so far. The main show's about to get underway momentarily. What a great roster. We've got 20 drivers, nearly 20 drivers, and there's like 8 or 9 of them that are more than quick enough to win these races. But we'll see now the tactical side of it. Now that everyone's had one race, we'll see a bit more tactics going on, I think, here, John.
And look like they are done with the driver's meeting, so someone
spun in the pit.
Looked like Davis has decided to have fun in the pit lane.
Yeah, someone went for a 360. I wonder if they've seen the wind and they're having a look at turn 1, how it's going to feel. Trying to get around there with the bit of a tailwind.
Alrighty.
Someone come round.
Yeah.
That's David Johansen having a spin. Well, it's better to do it now than in the race, kid.
And that was actually David. It's probably just them just having a little bit of fun before the whole race kind of starts off. Because as you notice, David Stanley.
And I'm keen to see how dirty air will play a part in this. You know, going through the
Yeah.
zigzags. How bad it is going to be for the drivers that are behind like 3 or 4 in a train.
Alrighty. So now we are grading up. So let's go ahead, and we got a small message from our race sponsor from Dreamees.
Drivers, start your engines.
And here we go.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Everyone's gridding up. There'll be a rolling start behind the safety car, as ever.
And they are starting from the pit lane actually with this track. I did not realize that.
No, I didn't know that either. That's a great
Yeah.
spot, John. I was looking at it going, there's great spots on the right-hand side where the racetrack is. What's going on here? And...
It looked like they are about to get going as the lights popped up on the screen.
Yep. They'll just follow the safety car around until it peels off into the pits for the rolling start. And they want to be careful coming out the final corner that they've got enough traction to drive off the corner. Especially those further back who will be able to come out at the pace.
Yeah.
This terminal is treacherous. I mean, this is treacherous in the dry. God only knows what it's like when it's wet.
And thankfully, they don't have to deal with wet for this car because they do not have wet tires enabled for these cars.
Yep, that's right. Oh, someone popped in and out there. Blinking, I think they call it. That's what the cool kids call it anyway, so I'm going to steal that.
Can I get a on you? No.
David's trying to kick off the funny moments on the radio chat.
There's some lovely looking cars here. There really is some lovely looking vehicles. That from last place, that safety car looks an awfully long way away.
Oh, this is last place right here.
Yeah, that safety car looks a long, long way away. The onboard shots are always really cool though. Look at all the cars going up the zigs and zags. Superb. I don't see anyone like weaving though to try and get temperature in the tyres. Everyone's just following single file steady.
Yeah. Oh, that Matty Lee just kind of blinked a little bit there.
Hopefully he's a steady pair of hands.
Yeah.
Very good driver, Matty. But it's starting from P6. If he's got podium aspirations, it's got to be absolute commitment from the get-go for Matty. I think some of these boys might be looking at Danny McFarlane's absence and thinking this is a chance to score big points while Danny's not here, because he's a very fine driver as well.
Yeah. And here's Peter actually warming up his tires. I believe it's actually best spot to keep it stable, doing it in the straights actually.
I was going to say this straight at speed is quite long. Following a safety car, it must feel like it goes on forever and ever.
Yeah. And it looked like now David is making space a little bit to the pace car to get the race going.
He's starting on the white wall tyres as well. That's
Yeah.
He did that in Sebring and it worked. Let's see what happens during this race. It'd be good to see the overlay of who's on what tyres at the beginning of this race. James has gone for the red wall tyres, so he wants to apply pressure. Again. Here we go underway. It's going to charge up towards turn 1, the horseshoe. Oh, it's red lights. Oh, why have we got red lights? But the charge up towards the horseshoe. Dizzy's on the inside of David. Has Dizzy took the lead of the race? He has. Dizzy's took the lead of the race into turn 1. Brilliant. Oh, Matty Lee's gone round.
Not only Matty Lee, but Jonas had an incident as well.
Oh, Matty, that's a shame. But a super start from Dizzy to get the 2 sim racing grid cars into turn 1. He's got to make the most of these tyres that he's on, and try and drop them. Unfortunately, now that his teammate spun, he's fighting with one arm tied behind his back because his teammate's out of contention. Milan's kept with him. There's a little gap to Pim van Gastel already in P5. Oh, Pim's caught right back up.
We already had a tow as well as Simon had an incident. We will take a look at the replays after this lap, or when things calms down a little bit.
Yep. So the top 5 have got a bit of a gap already to Mike Rose. There's only Dizzy and Pim van Gastel in the top 5 who've gone for the red wheel tyres. Beth has also. Jasper van Groothuis, who started at the back of the grid, by the way, is up to P12. That's a stunning start for him. Well done, Jasper. Jonas Schoberg, he started up near the front, and he's dropped way down. He must have had an incident at some point with someone. He might have had contact with Matty, actually.
He did have an incident at the start of the race.
Okay. Hopefully there's no damage to any of these cars. The last thing they need is to drop even more time than they already have. Matty Lee's on a recovery drive, but we saw it last week, 2 weeks ago with Dan McFarlane, that it can be done, and Matty doesn't have to stop for a front wing, which goes in his favour, I would hope.
Yeah.
Simon Mannion's in the pits. He might have had a collision with someone. That's unfortunate for Simon. You just got to keep your head down, Simon. Keep going. So we're just going to take a look at the start here. I think something happened with the lights, because it certainly threw me, John. Did it throw you?
That's normal on SK Gaming. He just locked up his brakes a little bit right there.
Yeah, Jonas managed to spin there all by himself. That was really weird. Let's see what happened to Matty if he did something similar. So he's gone up Jonas has gone up the inside. He's spun.
Oh, he's tagged
contact. Matty got tagged by him, unfortunately.
And we did have another incident as well, I noticed.
Yeah, the concertina effect into the horseshoe. They bunched a couple of drivers up towards the rear. I saw there also.
And this is what happened. Netcode happened.
Yeah, I'm desperately unlucky there. Just box it, Si, and try and get some experience in these cars, mate. Just try and learn what you can. All right, at the front, David Johansson is all over the back of Dizzy. Dizzy, good defensive position there, covering the inside line, so David couldn't have it all his own way. Made that tight turn 1 even tighter if he'd went for it. Nigel's got the team of Pim van Gastel and Milan Bogelsland for company. And they're looking really quick in the early stages as well. Milan gave a very good account of himself 2 weeks ago in Sebring. Oh, who's this having a big crash? Well, I thought he was bound for a wall, the speed he was going at. He's done well there. He's kept going. He's actually not lost a position. He's still in P9. There you are. When you look in, John, I tell you. Oh, Matty Lee's had to pit. Is that Matty Lee in the pits I saw there?
I don't see it though on the timing.
Let's try and use the graph.
Matty Lee did enter the pits.
Yeah. That's a shame for Matty. Maybe he had a problem that he thought he might be able to cope with, and maybe
this could be the cause.
Oh dear. When he looks out, he looks really out. Matty will keep going though. Matty will keep going though, because this is a good chance to still catch points on Dan McFarlane, who again is not really easy. And he'll be desperate to get to the front to try and help his teammate Dizzy, although unfortunately for Matty, he's almost 1 lap down. And I'm sorry to say, but he'll be okay. He'll come fighting back. Some drivers haven't yet used the push to pass. From 14th backwards, no one's used the push to pass yet. Some guys at the front have.
And midway as well.
Yeah, Dizzy has half a second to David Johansson behind him. Mike Rose hasn't used any. I wonder if he'll do the same thing as 2 weeks ago and just not use any until the final stint.
That's what my guess going to be like as well at the same time.
Yep. Mike and Best Dibbles had good starts as well. They up to 6th and 7th. They had really solid starts. Oh, one of the white cars just went way off track. Was that Pim? Did Pim just go flying off the track?
It
Like
could be him. It looked like one of the cars though.
Yep, it looked that way to me.
It was not Pim actually. It was Millen.
Oh, Simon Mannion. Oh, Milan.
Yeah.
Aye, that makes sense because I think Milan was in front, wasn't he? Let's just stick with this at the front of the minute because you've got 3 that are in close contention for. This is your battle for the top 3. They've sort of dropped Pim and Milan now, the top 3, haven't they? I think that's fair to say. There's over 3 seconds they got back. Matty Lee's on the back of Anthony Heismer, just at the rear of the field. He'll be keen to get a move on and start getting rid of people. David Johansson, is he overtook Dizzy? He's overtook James, has he? Yes, he has. James there. Just maybe happy to settle for second for a little while and just see David's lines. Try and use him as a reference. Like where he was like 2 tenths a lap quicker than me. Like where was that time? Where can I find it? They're coming up to traffic actually. I think that's Matty Lee and Anthony Heisman they're about to come up to the back of and lap.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Matty Lee's got to pass Anthony Heisman and he's going to have to get to the gun before the blue flags start waving at him. Best in a battle with the new chap there, Matthias Marcamini. So P7 there. That's a close battle. Within half a second of one another. And then David Stanley's giving Paul Kitchener a hard time as well for P9. There's a lot of gaps that are quite close. Tim Brown's just passed Willie Atkinson for P14. So there's battles up and down the grid here. We'll try and bring you them best we can. We'll be on board with the David Johansson. He's trying to lap this guy. Anthony Heisman's not really forgiving it up just yet. This kind of helps Dizzy stay within touch with David Johansson.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh! They made contact
dear.
too.
He did.
He lost his front
lost
left.
out there. Oh, Dizzy. James. That's. I mean, I kind of want to say there should be blue flags out if there aren't blue flags. I don't know if there is in this series. But they really ought to be, and that's precisely why. Let's just see this again. I mean, the back marker shouldn't. Oh. Well, the X-Kart Sim boys have had really everything that could go wrong has gone wrong up to this point, but hopefully James can power on through all this. Oh, he's run wide. Nigel's run wide. Dizzy's got a run on him. But I think he's still behind Anthony Heisman. He's still behind him. But he has passed Nigel Honegger back. That's key. That is key because David already looks like he's starting to streak away. The gap's up to 1.5 as a result of Nigel running wide and Dizzy having only half a wing. But they finally managed to negate the back marker there. Anthony is he part of the other team? Is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
He's part of the Pim Van Gastel, Milan Vogelsang, Dizzy Pates. That's a good decision for James.
And Matt Lee just set the fastest lap for the whole session.
You know, James has actually done 6 laps on those tyres, so they might have actually started to be going off anyway. He might have been due a pit stop, so this might not be the most disastrous time for him to pit.
It's possible. Track time did went back down to 26 Celsius right now.
Yeah, so they're going to have a hard time keeping temperature in these harder tyres, aren't they? Getting them up and then keeping them up, that's going to be the tricky part here, I think.
Yeah.
Just at this. There's like 7 cars in one shot. You just don't know where to look. It's everywhere. It's absolutely amazing to watch. But David Jansen has a nice 2.6 second lead over his teammate, Nigel Honegger, who's now only 1.1 ahead of Milan Boglesang, and he's only a second ahead of his teammate, Pim van Gastel. So the top 4 are only 5 seconds apart. And Mike Rose and Ben Dibbles and Matthias Marconi aren't a million miles away either. So I think there's like less than 8 seconds between the top 7. So this is not done and dusted by any means. There's a long, long way to go in this 39-lap race. But who's making moves? Who's applying pressure? James Haskell's applying pressure to Jonas Sjoberg there. If you can catch that. Where are we on with James?
Anthony
Like
making I get by a tiny bit
Yep, this is
unpredictable.
James.
And Mike Rhodes has to get by Anthony. And Anthony kind of touched grass a little bit. Not listening.
Yeah,
Not,
unfortunately for Anthony, he's in the spot where it's just the safest thing to do is just get out the road, unfortunately. Let's see if he does. I'd be really happy if he did. You know, I'm nothing against. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. He did run a bit wide, but if you're a lap down, you just don't hold up the leaders that are fighting for positions. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, oh, who's that? Has had a moment.
David Stanley.
He's had a moment. He's come out in front of his teammate as well. He's let his teammate go. Yeah, looks like he's letting him go anyway, or trying to. Or yep, they're going to follow each other again. And even through practice, these two were together. They're absolutely inseparable, aren't they? These blazing Cobra Motorsport boys. yeah, that's a different line as well. I tell you what, they're not going to need to get the grass cut at Virgin International Raceway for quite some time.
Oh,
All right, no, look at Milan. Look at Milan. Look at Milan. He's within 7 tenths of Nigel Honegger now, but Nigel hasn't used any push to pass at all. The battle for P2. Are you able to get on that?
There we go.
Here's Milan. He's within a second now. There's the guy we're fighting with. You can see the leader just going around the horseshoe at turn 1. On the brakes. Pim's dropped off the... Either Milan's had 2 or 3 unbelievable laps and Pim's just dropped back, or Pim's had an accident somewhere and is putting 3.4 off of this battle. Not sure what's happened there, but you've got 2 of the top 5 who have yet to touch their push to pass. That's staggering, it really is. Right, here we go, up through the zigs and zags. How close can he get? Because if he gets a run on him here, the heavy braking zone of the oak tree could be a viable overtaking spot. If not, he'll set himself up for the back straight. But this is looking really good at this point for Milan. I've been wanting to put right or wrong because the incident they had in the Sebring race where he drove exceptionally well, but for that. Right, here we go. He's gonna have one hell of a draft, isn't he? This gap's going close and close and close. He's going to catch quick enough though before the braking zone. That's the question. Not quite enough. That's quite a tight line that Nigel takes you there. Milan's sticking right with him. His final couple of bends can be tricky as well. Oh, they both nailed it. They both absolutely nailed that. Wow. That's more commitment than I showed earlier on, I can tell you that. Here we go, charging up towards the horseshoe, another popular overtaking spot, I would suspect. Pim's dropped another second on this lap. Pim van Gastel's dropped another second to these two on that lap. I wonder if those red wheel tyres are starting to go off now, John.
Probably. They don't last as long. They're kind of considered as like soft tires for Formula One.
Yeah, I must admit I didn't think they'd do 10 laps if I'm perfectly honest. For those that have managed 10 laps, absolutely good going. Matthias, has he had a moment here? Oh, there's plenty of room there, up to this point anyway. All looks good. Yeah, good move. Nice and bonny. Well done. This is Beth's angle for the overtake. Right, okay.
Yeah.
She's just let him through there. Follow him through the zigs and zags. good to have like 4 or 5 cars battling away though. Then they will fight all the way. I mean, strategy might come into it.
Hey Anthony, if your lap car
But
is really
for how
nice
close
to
it is, he
let
might
people
just be on
buy,
pure pace. Milan still giving Nigel a hard the time as he possibly can for P2, but he's just dropped about half. Someone's off there. Someone's off the track. Is that Pete? It is. It's Captain
Peter.
Canada. Oh, he's in
And
a
he
bad
got
mess.
some damage on his
Yeah,
wing,
he
all
did.
right.
Yeah, he looks like he's some of his suspensions broke as well. That car doesn't look like it's on all fours to me. I'm not sure where he's headed there.
Oh!
They crashed twice. I didn't realise he had hit someone else.
I may
Davis
have
did
a
really well
guess
to
who
avoid
that is. Yep.
Ah, okay.
It's a lap car
Yeah.
as well.
Okay, that's noted. But Davis did extremely well to avoid that there. Well done to Davis.
Yeah.
He could have easily got gathered up in that mess and didn't.
Oh,
He's having a hard time. Oh.
oh,
I saw another car.
nearly.
Yeah, but I think that was Matty Lee as well. And the last thing Matty Lee needs right now is another incident.
Yeah.
Look at the right rear tire of Peter Sonny's car. The rear suspension's done
yeah.
there.
Actually, no. Yeah, the right rear is done for too. Look how his front left is
Tires.
lift.
Yeah, right rear's flat tire puncture. Okay, let's see if
P5.
Mike Rose
There we
has
go.
caught the back of Pim
Yeah.
Van Gastel, so Pim is having a really hard time here for one reason or another. His pace is gone completely. He's 7 seconds behind his teammate. He was right there in the mix with him. Mike comes through. Those tyres must be toast. That's the only explanation I can possibly think of for that one, John. I have nothing else. Just a complete loss of grip, and I think that's the white-walled primaries have come into their own now.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that James pitted early, so he's still very much in the mix here. He's in P10 at the moment, and he's got some clear track to put some fast laps in to try and get the gap down to David Jansen, because they were quite close up until the pit stop. Matty Lee's clawed his way up to P15. He's 30 seconds, unfortunately, behind Tim Brown, but there's a long way to go, and Matty's a very quick driver, so there's still time for him yet. And he has also pitted. Whereas the boys who are close to lapping him haven't. That goes in his favour. We're on board here with Pim Van Gastel, who since being passed hasn't actually let Mike Rose get away from him. That's a strange couple laps from Pim. I'm not sure what happened there. Well, they're going to come around this fast right-hander. Slow right-hander onto the fast back straight. This straight. This must be about a mile in length, this straight. Do you know how long it is, John?
That straight? I have no idea at all.
It's never ended. And then this sector 3 is quite a cool little section of track as well. But yeah, this is Milan and Nigel, who are still fighting for P2. But all the time that they're fighting, David Jansen's getting further and further away. 29.8 for David. What's Nigel's lap going to be? And 136 for Nigel, 130.3 for Milan. So Milan is lapping 3/10 quicker than Nigel at this point. Nigel's doing his teammate a solid here, really, just keeping him at bay. But the one who's not keeping at bay is James Haskell, who's P10 and has pitted. He's now just 3 seconds behind Davis Stanley.
Yeah.
Simon's decided to retire. That's sad to say. Hopefully you'll have better luck next time out in Iowa, Simon. Hope to see you there. Here we go through the zigs and zags. Mike Rose.
And it looked like Mike had the pace through this. Even with the dirty air, he's keeping the car on track and getting on him at the same time.
Yeah, so Pim's repassed him, but if you look closely in the background, our newcomer for this evening, Matthias Marcamini, is gaining on these two in the green car. There he is. There he is. He's a fine effort so far. Good for him. And that looks like there's action up ahead of us. Mike Rose is going for the overtake again on Pim.
Yeah. And he did take the overtake right there.
Yep, he got it done. But look at Matthias Ezekiel here. He's within He's really there with them now. There's a three-way dance for P4. James is within 1.2
Anthony, I don't know why you're
seconds
messaging me, man, but I think you have the wrong
David
person.
Stanley now. And Pim Van Gastel's pitted. Okay, he decided to get rid of those tyres. 13 laps, so that's a really good stint. I just think his pace was starting to really hurt towards the end of it there. Okay, Milan is still trying to give Nigel the hardest time that he possibly can through the zigs and zags. Getting drafted all the way up. They've got a really healthy gap behind. It's over 11 seconds to Mike Rose.
And sounds like there's going to be drama right now between Anthony and Peter Sani, assuming. But
Okay.
those of you, yeah, hold on one. Those of you do not know, they are. I did talk to James about it. They will be doing like a post-race review as well.
Yeah, so Pim's just come out of the pits, 8.3 behind James Haskell. Now, they two are on for podiums in this race, so that's quite a lot of time that Pim's going to have to try and claw back from somewhere, but he is on fresh rubber. Here's James getting past Davis Stanley. Davis not putting up too much of a fight, knows it's not his fight today. Nicely done from James. Milan still trying for everything he's worth to get past Nigel Honegger, but Nigel hasn't used any push to pass whatsoever at this point. Neither has Will Atkinson or Tim Brown. They've still got full tanks. Mike Lee's got best part of a full tank also. Mike Rose has used his early this week. Hey, last time he kept it. All of you remember John, and he's yeah, this time he's cranked it.
Yep, he is starting to use up his push pass a tad bit as well.
Yep. Now, Mike Rose, who did just take P4 from Pim Van Gastel, now has Matthias Marcamini behind him, giving him a hard time. The newcomer, want to make a name for himself, make an impact. He's doing just that. And behind that, you've got the teammates, Best Dibbles and Paul Kitchener. They're running extremely well at the moment. Best soft tyres holding on a lot better than some other drivers have managed to hold on to them, I've got to say.
Yeah.
Okay, here goes Milan. Milan's looking for the move. Can he finally clear?
And he was using
Nigel.
his push to pass during the straight as well.
Yeah, but he's got that move done. But now he's in a bit of a crossroads. It's can he hold off Nigel whilst at the same time try and start making some inroads on David Johansson, who's over 7 seconds clear up the road. They've got a healthy gap back to P4, over 12 seconds.
Nigel haven't used any of his push to pass yet.
Nope, not a drop. And that will pay dividends as the strategies and things start to play out over the course of the race.
And got reading that Andy and Anthony have retired as well.
Yeah, let's start to see that. Yeah, so we've got 3 DNFs at the moment. Hopefully they'll come back fighting in Iowa in 2 weeks' time. That is round 3 of our CRS Indy Car Championship at Iowa. Hope to see you there for that. Peter Sonny's been in the pits for an awfully long time, or is it just me?
Yeah, he have been. I think it's more of because damage. I'm not sure exactly.
David Stanley pits. He's another one from the top 10 making his first stop now. Interesting to see where he comes back out actually, because some of these, they're going to be behind Matty Lee, and he's obviously trying to recover from earlier incidents.
Yeah, his car's not getting repaired at all. I think he's out due to the tire damage.
Okay, that's a shame for Peter. Really, really unlucky there. Really unlucky, Peter. Sorry that you're out, mate. Come fighting back in Iowa. Best opens up a hell of a gap over Paul. That gap was not 6 seconds a lap ago, I can tell you that.
And P2 and 3 just went into the pits together as well.
Yeah, they did. That's an interesting decision.
And same as Mike Rose.
Okay. Let's see how this plays out. Okay, so the front runners have made their first stop on lap 16. Okay. Let's see where they come out relative to Pim and Dizzy. Because if they fill out in between, This is still all to play for the podium positions here. So, David Johansson, Mark Amini, Milan Vogelsang, who has pitted. He's come out P3. That's good for Milan, and he's got a 1 second gap to Nigel, who pitted at the same time as him.
Yeah.
James is 4.5 seconds back. So considering he had a front wing change, he's still in the mix. James, if his tyres are still relatively intact. He's come out in front of Mike Rose as well, and he'll be fast charging. Here's Jasper Van Groenhuis. What's happened here? Oh, a little venture off the circuit. Oh, don't lose your wing. Oh, he kept it.
And a small love tap to the barrier.
Yep, absolutely. Got away with it, I think. I don't think there's anything up with that car. Okay, a couple more guys pitting now. Will Atkinson, Jonas Sjoberg, and Tim Brown all in the pits at the same time. Matty Lee jumps them all. He's up to P11 now, and he only has one more stop to make. So we'll see how this all shakes out shortly. In fact, some of these guys that are pitting now could end up actually into, if they drop out between third and fourth, Milan and Nigel. Oh, they're leaving pits now. Could be one. Okay, the front two have pitted. David Johansson and Mark Amini have pitted. Let's see where they come out at. Because Milan and Nigel stopped a lap earlier. This is all going to come out in the wash in a moment's time. Roughly halfway through this IndyCar race at the Virginia International Raceway. Okay, Mark Amini's at the pit exit. Dizzy Haskell has passed him. Will Mike Rose pass him? Mike Rose and Pim Van Gassel are charging down the pit straight. There they are. They're not quite close enough. That's a good stop from Matthias. P5.
Wow.
And he's come out on the red wheels as well.
This is a little bit different because they were side by side when Mike went into the pits.
Yep. Oh, whose eye's gone off? Tim's gone off. Oh, he just pitted as well a moment ago.
And he got damage on his ring as well.
He did. He just pitted a moment ago as well. It's desperately sad for Tim.
It looked like the ring happened some other places.
Oh yeah, the wing. This is a different incident to where he lost the front wing. John, you're right there. You're right. Well spotted.
And by the looks of it, it might be this one.
It could well be. Horseshoe. Yeah, turn one.
Ooh.
Up to its usual tricks. Oh, that was a gentle impact as well.
Yeah, but the wings is fragile.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. Okay, so the gap between Milan Vogelsang and David Johansson is down under 6 seconds. It was over 7 when they pitted, so Milan's caught some time back. Nigel's still all over the back of him trying to get...
got the fastest too.
Yep, fastest lap of the race so far for Nigel, really pushing on now, and he's still not used his push to pass either. James is only 4.2 back. He's still very much in the mix here. He's got a 10-second gap to Matthias Marcamini and Mike Rose, who's just behind him, and just a second and a half back, further back than that is Pim Van Gassel. So the top 7 are still very much in play here. And of course, the one you want to watch for charging through is Matty Lee, who's a really quick driver. But he's got some fast drivers to negate to get up back up in the mix. I'm really impressed with Mark Amini on his first appearance here, John. What do you think so far? Do you like what you've seen?
Yeah, especially that he did not join in during practice. He actually joined in during qualifying.
No, that was Jasper Van Groenhuis, mate.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, Mark Amini qualified. Matty Lee pits, so he's making his final pit stop, I would hope, for the race. Then is he going to be lapped? Is he going to be one lap down? I think he is. I think Matty Lee's going to be one lap down here.
And we're at about 20 laps to go now as well.
Yep. Oh, Matty Lee's out. He's called it quits. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe just got frustrated with the earlier incidents. Come back fighting in Iowa, Matty. We'll see you in a fortnight, mate.
Yeah, he did not had any other incidents till then, so
He was really unlucky in the opening couple of laps. He got tagged at turn 1 at the beginning of the race by Jasper, who himself went round. And then after that, he caught the back of someone and lost half his wing. It just, yeah, he's just had bad luck at the beginning of the race is what's done it for him, unfortunately. Now, Nigel Honeycutt is still giving Milan Vogelsang the time of his life here.
Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look what really happened to Natalie again. So this was off the start, and it was Jonas that locked up too hard and got into Maddie Lee. But
I have to say,
yeah,
I think everyone else did.
Yeah, everyone avoided.
Yeah, everyone did extremely well to avoid that. Absolutely big brownie points for everyone else that avoided that. Now, Nigel still has a full tank of push to pass. When does he start dumping that? David Jansen takes the fastest lap of the race. The gap's back up over 7 seconds.
We have not hit the 26 yet. That's the thing.
Nah, I don't think they'll do that in race trim. I'll be really surprised. Jonas Sjoberg is all over the back of Willie Atkinson. That's the battle for P12 and 13 respectively at the moment. I don't think either of those two drivers have been lapped as yet. No, they haven't.
They haven't.
And Jonas went around the outside of him there. That's a great move by Jonas. And Jasper van Groenthal, who you see just up ahead, is his next target to start making some inroads into the points positions. But they've got 25 seconds to catch Davis Stanley, who's P10. He's had a really, really good drive again as Davis. Beth and Paul have gone solid as well. Really solid drives everywhere. I don't think Beth and Paul have pitted yet. I think they've been on the tyres since the beginning.
Let's see.
I haven't seen them come in.
Beth. Yes, she have actually. They all have pitted.
They all have, right? Okay.
Yep. Oops. One button.
Yeah,
there we go.
Running a solid P8 and P9. I think this Milan and Nigel battle's just going to go on and on and on until the end of the race. I mean, there's always the possibility this is a two-stop and they all have to come in again, which is how it may look.
I am kind of thinking it because David's start on white wall, and you have not pitted in with alternates yet.
Yeah,
so
Milan.
Yeah.
Just some Milan they're using push fast, but he's not getting anywhere away from Nigel. Nigel's just going to be there everywhere. You know, cue the Jaws music, John.
Yeah, and they were getting so close to each other too during that part.
Yeah, but it's all been really safe and good battling up to this point. Really has been really good to watch again. You just wonder if you have to stop again, who can bridge the gap, because no one's really within a second of one another other than Nigel, who we're on board with here, charging towards this corkscrew-like bend in sector 3. But Milan's doing really well to hold him off up to this point. He's driven well yet again, as they all have really. They're all driven really well yet again.
And Nigel still have not used push to pass at all yet.
Yeah, I know he's going to be a freight train in the fans.
Oh,
a late dive. Has he made it work? Did he make that work? I think he's made it work.
They're still kind of side by side.
Fights back immediately. He'll have the inside line. Will Milan? Milan keeps the position. Whoa. My heart nearly burst out my chest here when he pulled to the right like that. Oh my days. Yeah. Oh, it locked a wheel. Milan did extremely well to give him the room there as well, actually.
Yeah.
Really well done to both of them.
But oh my god, I thought there was going to be something happening there.
That's brilliant reactions and spatial awareness from the two of them. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Yeah.
And that battle continues on. Okay, who's making an impression? Who's making an impression on who?
Sadly, Peter Sonny is still in the pits.
Willie Atkinson just passed Jasper Greenheast at the back there for P12.
Yeah, sadly, Peter Sonny kind of sucks to see that, but he is
Yeah, it
out
does.
of the race.
James Pitts again.
James.
I caught that there. James
Yeah.
Pitts again. Okay. I wonder if from this point onwards you can make a set of the red wheels last the duration.
It's possible, but we can't really tell too much about it.
Because I'm thinking because the track temperature is a lot cooler than I thought it would be, John. So I think they might stay a bit better than they ordinarily would. Track temperature is 28 degrees.
Yeah, wind speed went down a little bit from 14 kilometers to now 10, but that always changes too, as well.
Yeah, that'll chop and change. Right, so James comes back out P8, just behind Pim Van Gastel past Mark Camini there. Is that what just happened there? Oh,
What
that'll be
the-
why. What's happened there? Oh, he was
And
driving
he keeps on trying to
exceptionally well.
race as well with a broken wheel.
Yeah, off the circuit. Just keeping out of everyone's way. Oh, it's a shame. He was driving exceptionally well as well, Matthias Ezekiel.
Yeah, let's see what happened exactly. Oh, he got loose. Oh.
I wonder if because it's suspension damage, that'll also be a retirement. That'll be a real shame.
Yeah,
if it
that's
is.
with this type of damage. That is a full-on retirement, right? With that damage.
No, that's a shame. He was driving exceptionally well. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Matthias as the races go on. Pim Van Gastel is now within a second of Mike Rose. Who have we got here? Tim Brown. What's happened
And it
to
looked like
Tim?
we may have another one because
No.
Tim Brown, when it got towed in, there's his left front detached as well.
Yeah. Fast left cut out Tim. It's easy done there. That's a tricky bend when tyre wear goes on.
Wait.
Nigel still giving Milan a hard time.
Oh, you know what though? Tim Brown could have gained a position from that, too.
Right. Oh, could he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pim Van Gastel is now right behind Mark Rose, but they are a long way back from this battle that we're watching at the minute between Milan and Nigel. They're providing us with some superb racing. Those two, they really are. I mean, most of the grid is a bit spread now. James is right behind Bethany for P6. Here he is. Here that battle is.
And he's still on normal tires as well.
He went for the white tyres. He played it safe. Okay, that's understandable. He'll have a run here. They're both using push to pass, or in best case push to defend. Charging towards the corkscrew. He's close. He's close. Nearly a bit of contact there. That's fine. They're good as gold there. And James goes through. He's up into P6. He wants to charge on now towards Pim Van Gastel, who's only 12 seconds up the road. And he's all over the back of Mike Rose as well. So there's a battle going on. Just,
Yeah.
you know, a bit of a
Oh,
distance. Oh, Nigel's gone.
scary moment there.
Oh, he did well to save it. But behind him there was where another battle was going on. So this battle now is a three-way dance.
Yeah.
So, he went off again. Nigel went off again there.
He did that to not to interfere that battle while he was actually rejoining the track.
Okay. He's dropped 8 seconds behind Milan. Milano was breathing a sigh of relief. Oof, from that was Nigel was giving him a right old time of it. But, oh, sorry, Nigel's just a long way ahead of Mike Rose battle. I thought that was a Mike Rose battle we were on. Yeah, Pim Van Gastel, here he is. P5, that's Mike Rose just ahead of us in P4. This battle is for position on the track. They're coming down the back straight now.
And Van Gassel, I noticed he kind of cut the grass a little bit. He may had a small amount of slowdown, but he probably served it by now.
Yeah, you can serve that at the oak tree. Pulls out, had to look, nothing doing. Not quite on this occasion. There's a lot of drivers with a lot of push to pass remaining. James has managed to break free now of Best, so he's got the track to himself to pump in some fast laps on those fresh tyres to try and bring himself into contention for the podium positions. Before this is all said and done.
Yeah.
This is Pim Van Gassel and Mike Rose around the horseshoe. This is turns 2 and 3 we're at here. And this is a tricky couple of corners here of 4 and 5 before you hit the zigzags here. And then the roller coaster ride all the way up to the oak tree. Yeah, I think you're right with Mark Amini being out. That's a shame. He drove fantastically well. Hope to see you in 2 weeks' time, Matthias. You give a very good account of yourself. You drove exceptionally well, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of you as these races and this championship go on.
I believe MGL race is Maddie, I believe. And thank you. That's great to hear, actually.
Pim's got him. Pim's made the move into the corkscrew. Let's see what he does now. If he can break away from Mike, or if Mike can stick with him.
Yeah.
But the one thing they've got to remember is if these two do have to stop again, James doesn't, and they're going to have to catch him back up because he's within 10 seconds of them. That's not a pit stop. So James is going exceptionally well. This is not out of the question for James to get a podium here. Nigel's eating into the gap a little bit of Milan. It's down to 7 seconds. He's got 11 laps to try and do something about that. We've hardly seen David Jansen for quite some time now. He's just coming up to the corkscrew using his push to pass. He's drove another terrific race up to this point.
Yeah, if you haven't noticed yet on the second timing, James is catching up to both of them at the moment.
Yeah, he's catching them hand over fist. I mean, it's not just a little bit. I mean, 7/10 this lap.
Oh, Mike Rose got a little bit too happy there.
Yep, he did indeed. Well spotted, John.
He almost actually got off into the grass right there on his rear side.
Yep, some of these cars have been needing a bit of a clean up after this Grand Prix all said and done. Mike Rose and Pim Van Gassel here fighting for P4. This is the closest on-track battle that we have at the moment. That's why we're staying with it. But if you look at that graphic at the bottom, it'll tell you that the car that's chasing two of them, James Haskell, is catching them hand over fist. The gap's 8.3, so he took 7/10 out of them on this lap alone. He might actually be able to see them going around the horseshoe at turn 1 here.
Yeah.
But he's coming. James is coming. The gap here's just gone to over a second, so Mike Rose has just... Pim has just broken Mike Rose a little bit.
And James is just a slight slower still from David on sector 1.
Yeah, he's slightly slower than the two of them in that case. We'll see as the lap goes on if he can start bringing them back into play. Yeah, quickest to sector 2 of the 3. And to be fair, the guy that's next up the road is P11, a lap down, and he's still quite some distance ahead. So I don't think they're going to catch him in time. I'm not expecting these two to encounter any traffic.
Yeah.
I wonder if some of these drivers are thinking that the one stop was doable and they can make it to the end. If they've done a lot of lift and coast throughout the race. It's like, P11 pits, I've just mentioned there as Jasper Van Gratiste. I'll have to ask him how I say that. What's happened to Pim? Pim's gone into pits. Okay.
Yeah.
So he'll be looking for, he might be looking for an undercut on Matt Groves for track position. James goes through.
Oh, actually, I think there's another reason why he went into the pits.
Oh,
Just a small moment, I'll say.
yeah. No wing damage, thankfully. But yeah, they're both heading in the right direction. Yeah, a small venture off track at high speed. It's not comfortable. Okay, so Pim comes out behind Beth and Paul. Oh, he could get stuck in a bit of traffic there if he doesn't dispatch them quick enough.
Yeah. Let's see how his pit exit was like.
Yeah, he's just miscalculated that. There they go, just ahead of him. He's unlucky. He's maybe miscalculated that by a lap or two. He's got a bit to do to clear the two drivers in front of him, although they are due to stop again before the end of this race as well.
Yeah.
So when that will be is anyone's guess. Here comes Paul over the line. Oh, this is a replay, sorry.
Yep. And
Pim is on the back of the two BSK drivers here. Oh, sorry.
Now,
Paul's a long way behind Beth, actually. Sorry, forgive me.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. Mike Rose pits. So we'll see where he comes out in relation to Pim Van Gastel. Here's James on his final stint of the race. He's P4 at the moment, but the three drivers ahead of him do have to pit again. There's 8 laps remaining here. Just nice and bonny through the zigs and the zags before the next set come flying at you. It really is a roller coaster ride through there. It's superb stuff. Okay, so David goes over the start finish line. 29.8 for David. Milan flies over the start finish as well. 130.5. And then you've got Nigel. What's Nigel's lap time going to be here? 29.7. So he's lapping about 8/10 quicker than Milan, and he has a lot more push to pass. But I think he's got to start using that push to pass now with the laps running down as fast as they are.
and I'm kind of curious about. Yeah, he is catching on David a little bit there. Just a slight, but
Yep.
not too much, though.
Yep. But you'll take it if you're catching the driver ahead of you, it's always a positive. He's took nearly 2/10 out of him on sector 3 alone. This is shaping up to be a really good lap for Milan.
Yeah, and they only have 1 lap difference between the two pits as well.
Yep. I dare say these two will come in for the red wheel tyres for their final stint. They haven't actually used the red wheel tyres yet, so they will have to come in again. If I make that right.
It's probably going to be anytime soon as well, as Milan actually just decided to pit in.
Yep, for his final stop. So Mike Rose has got a 2.4 second gap to Pim Van Gastel. That is a fight for position. They will be waiting for Beth in P5 to pit to leapfrog back up the grid, but then it's going to be a long way for them to catch up to James Haskell. I suspect from this point onwards.
And Milan has switched to the alternates just now as well.
He has, but where's he going to be in relation to James? James comes out the last corner as Milan charges up towards turn 1.
He's already out.
Like he's got a healthy advantage. It looks to me like about 10 seconds. Well, less than that. 7.8. 7.8 seconds in front. Just on board with Paul, who's still chasing Pim Van Gastel, but he'll know that's not his battle today. But Paul again's driven a very good, very steady race. He's up in the points.
And Paul have pitted as well, Beth as well.
Yep, coming in for their final stops. They'll put the red wheels on and just have a bit of fun for the last couple of laps, I would say.
Mike Rose, though, just set the fastest lap. And guess what? Oh, he almost went completely sideways there on braking going into the pit lane.
He did, but did he slow down in time not to get a speeding in the pit lane penalty there, David? He had to be hot on the anchors to slow it right down.
No black flag for him.
He did stop in time. Okay, Nigel's in as well, his teammate. He's also boxed. So where's Milan going to come out according to all of this? Milan's at the final two corners now. David's coming up to the horseshoe at turn one. David's coming out behind two back markers as well. That's not good for David.
Yeah.
Nigel comes out. He's behind Milan by almost 4 seconds now.
And they are top three is now on alternates as well.
Yeah, but Nigel's gap to Dizzy's 1.7. Oh, Dizzy did a bit of a wriggle on there. Wow, good save. Did extremely well to keep that.
And here's the thing. Nigel right now only have 129 seconds left for push to pass.
Yep.
And this could be crucial for him right here.
Yeah, it is. If he wants to catch up to Milan and give him a hard time, as Milan was giving in for most of the race to this point, then he's got to start dumping it. But he wants to be careful he doesn't drag James along with him. James is within half a second here, and James's tyres are up to temperature.
Yeah.
They're at the oak tree here. They're going to come down this straight. I wonder if James is going to have a look at him while his tyres are maybe on the cooler side.
Nigel they both using push to pass right now.
In fact, 4 of the top 5 are using push to pass right now.
The downside is Nigel is on his outlap with his alternates, which not as grippy as it being cold tires at the moment. But by now it's probably going to be warm, as Nigel did have a faster sector 5 and probably sector 6.
Yep.
Just a slight.
Yeah. I think he's brought his tyres in nicely where he wants them to be. But in these remaining few laps, can Pim do anything about Mike Rolls, who's only 3 seconds up the road? Meanwhile, Jonas Schuberg is on the back of Davis Stanley. Davis Stanley's clawed his way up to P9. Here we go. Here's that battle, and they've got the race leader behind them as well while they're having a battle.
Kör bak rakan, David.
I don't know if a conversation is going to be taking place there where we're trying to get these two out the road, or if David, who's got such a commanding lead, just allows them to battle and stays there.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonas said something, but I don't really understand. But Nigel got fast in sector 2 now.
Yeah.
And now he's making the gap away from James.
Yeah, he's just getting out of reach now.
Oh, that's a tight spot and kind of risky spot to try to pass right there.
Yeah, they both did extremely well actually to let David go whilst having their own battle. So big well done to the two of those guys for allowing the leader through whilst having their own battle. Here they go. They're going to come side by side up into the horseshoe at turn 1. Who's going to come out of this one on top? We've got 4 laps to go. Davis hanging it around the... Oh, sorry, Jonas hanging it around the outside. Davis yields the position for now. This battle will go on to the end, though. Through the zigs and zags any moment now. And of course, one thing that they've got to be aware of while they're having their own battle is that P2 is now not all that far behind them.
Yeah.
Calling up to lap them also. Oh, James is completely out of push to pass now with 4 laps to go, so and his tyres are quite old at this stage as well compared to those ahead of him. So it's pure pace now from James. This is the closest battle
Jonas
we've had on.
was, Jonas was able to pass Davis. Nice.
Yeah, he's broken him as well. He's over a second clear. Done extremely well though, because Davis is a steady pair of hands in a wheel on a racetrack. It's a shame to have 7 DNFs. We'll just quickly go over those. Matthias Marcamini unfortunately retired. Matty Lee's retired, one of the championship
Thank you,
favourites.
Jasper.
Tim Brown is unfortunately retired. Peter Sonnick, captain
No
Canada,
problem.
he's also retired. Anthony Haynes, Andy Haynes, Anthony Heisman, Simon Mannion have also retired in the pits. Shame to lose those guys. Hopefully they'll perform better in Iowa in a fortnight's time. I hope you join us for that one as well. That should be a really good race. I've never raced at Iowa.
Thanks.
I don't know what the track map looks like or anything, John. It's going to be a brand new experience for me.
Yeah.
You like Iowa? You like Iowa? Have you seen it?
I haven't been on it for too long because I've been driving other cars. But Iowa is I believe that's actually a oval track. Actually, is that oval track next?
I couldn't tell you. I don't honestly know.
Actually, I think that is what's next. Iowa Speedway. Yeah, I believe that is an oval track next.
Oh, okay, that'll be fast and exciting to watch. Then we'll look forward to that. 3 and a bit laps to bring you here in the remaining part of this Grand Prix. There's very, very little going on, to be honest. David Johansson's drove an absolutely stellar race yet again.
He
Milan
currently
Vogelwang-
have the fastest lap right now as well.
He does. Milan Vogelwang again, another very good account of himself. He's been at the front this whole race, as has Nigel. They've been battling for the first half of the race, and just as time's gone on, Milan's sort of had the upper hand and left Nigel. James had an incident early on where he had to get a wing change and has recovered extraordinarily well to P4. Really, really good effort from James. Showed really strong pace. Mike Rose and Pim Van Gassel also have had a battle for the most of this race as well, knocking bells at one another, and they've since sort of a gap in between those two of over 4 seconds. Beth and Paul, the two teammates, even though they're 20 seconds apart, it's a really strong performance from the two of those guys also. Jonas Sjoberg's give a good account of himself. He had an incident at the very first corner on the very first lap, which unfortunately caught Matty Lee. He tapped Matty Lee, unfortunately, not on purpose or anything, just accidents happened, and he's recovered extremely well to P9. David Stanley has driven an unbelievable race yet again into P10, a nice steady pace from him. Jasper Van Groenheest, who didn't set a time in qualifying, invalidated, has got himself up to P11, so a strong performance from Jasper. Willie Atkinson is our last one at the moment in P12, so that'll be a solid point scoring position for Willie at the rear.
And Nigel is almost out of first pass. We will be coming up to the final lap on this one as well. And David Stanley, they're just letting him by. And who is that went off? That was P12. Really?
Yeah, he's lapped. He's just letting drivers go, I think. Right, so the final lap of the race.
Yeah.
Oh, his car's messed up. Wow. If I was him, even though, because it's the last lap, I'd just drive around with it and just get the points. I'd ignore the meatball flag and just take the points.
Yeah. But this what happened. That's why.
The horseshoe, yeah. We caught a few of the drivers out. Right, we're on the final lap, and this is Nigel Honegger. He's still trying his best to catch Milan Vogelwang, who's just up ahead of us. Oh, that looks like
And
traffic.
that's quite dirty right there too, where they're going to lose traction there.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, good spot that, John. It did look like someone had brought some dirt onto the circuit. But Milan, whoever's giving him a draft up ahead of him, might just save his bacon here. to keep him away from Nigel. But round the final corner for the final time comes David Johansson, and he takes another impressive victory. 2 wins out of 2 for David, and he's looking very much like the man to beat. Well done to him. And here come Milan, Vogelsang and Nigel.
He's
P2
able to
and P3.
keep second place.
Yeah, he was. He fought him off in the end. But great battling from those two all race. Really, really well done to those guys. James comes home with P4. I'm sure he'll be pleased with that after how the race began for him. I think he'll be really, really happy with that. We've got Mike Rose, who's going to come home P5, looks like, barring any incidents around the final 2 corners for the final time. Here he comes. Really well driven. A good battle with Pim van Gastel. Got the better of him on this occasion. Here comes Pim. Up home into P6. Really good drive from Pim. And next over line will be Beth. I didn't know James. Yeah, I thought Beth might be the first UK driver. I forgot that James was up there.
Yep.
Here comes Beth for BSK Sim Sport. Solid points for them today in P7 and P8. Really good drives from the two of them. Incident free. Drove well, drove safe. Peter Schuberg, he'll be coming home with P9 any moment. Oh, really? There's a bit of a... What's going on at the oak tree there? Can you click on that at the oak tree? Everyone seems to be up at the oak tree.
Hey James, is there any shot you
there's
wanted
the
to do
party.
a
There's the CRS
post-race
racing
incident
community
review like we
party,
used to in the SFL stuff? I can do it.
Very well driven, one and all. Super stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, another really good race to call. Hope you've enjoyed watching the race with us. We will see you in 2 weeks' time at Iowa for our first oval race, as John very kindly informed us of.
Yeah,
Just a gentle... Absolutely. So David Janssen wins by over 10 seconds. That's a big margin for people to try and overhaul. Milan Vogelsang P2, Nigel Honegger P3. That's your podium. James Haskell P4, Mike Rose P5. 6th place is Pim van Gastel, and then in 7th and 8th the BSK Sim Sport team of Beth Stibbles and Paul Kitchener. Really well done to them. Then Aspire Racing Teams, Jonas Chabert comes home P9. David Stanley rounds out your top 10. Then you have Jasper Van Groentees 11th, Willie Atkinson 12th. That's the last of your finishers. And your retirements are Matthias Marcamini, Tim Brown, Matty Lee, Pete Sonnet, Anthony Haynes, Andy Haynes, Anthony Heitzma, and Simon Mannion. Just to gently remind you again that tonight's race was brought to you by Garage 61. Garage 61 is the #1 racing app for telemetry and lap times on iRacing. Get your account set up with Garage 61 at www.garage61.net today. We were also brought to you by Dreamees, Live to Craft and Love to Craft. John, any thoughts on the race there, mate?
Oh, lots of action over, and especially with the turn 1 incidents we had, where we had who was it? Jonas, right? I'm looking back. Yeah, Jonas had a weird lockup which caused in contact with Maddie Lee. But we also have quite a few interesting crashes too around the track, and especially one that's probably going to be looked at as well in a post-race review. So
yeah, I think they will. One or two things will be looked at. If it gets reported. If it's not reported, then it's nothing doing. But,
well,
yeah, a very good race. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Actually, what I heard before the season started, that they will be starting doing the post-race review with the stewards together.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and that's why I hear that's going to be new to the league as well. So
Okay. Thank you to the guys on Twitch as well who've been chatting away to us. Hope you've enjoyed the racing. We hope to see you in a fortnight's time for the first oval race of the season at Iowa. Thank you very much for joining us.
yeah. All right, and we're going to be heading off. That's all right.
I think that is all. It's good night, race fans, from me and John. Good evening to you too, sir.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everyone.